everyone, it's Paper Crafting Mama, and I am back with yet another Halloween Treats paper crafting tutorial. Earlier this week, I showed you how to make a spooky eyeball treat bag, and today I'm going to show you how to create this mini tag bag. To begin, you're going to want to cut your cardstock down to 7 inches by 4 inches. And then you're going to score vertically at 1 inch and at 3 inches, and then horizontally at 3 inches and at 4 inches. This is going to create our bag. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly fold along all those score lines. And then I'm going to take a pair of scissors and I'm going to cut out this middle part right here. So the next part is going to be to create the diagonal to make this look more like a tag. Now to do that, I took my Martha Stewart scoreboard and then this little triangle tool that came with it. And then I just laid my paper down along that, and at 1/2 inch I went ahead and I scored. So once I have that scored, I'm going to grab my cutting board. And then I'm going to line up. You probably won't be able to see this. Don't know if my camera's going to pick up the score lines on this black paper. But I'm going to line up my diagonal score line right in the middle of my cutting board. So I can cut those right off. If we were to put this together right now, you would have excess from the sides. So I'm just going to go through with my scissors and cut off that excess real quick. Alright, so pretty soon this is going to be turned into a bag. So I'm going to set that aside for a second. And I'm going to grab some designer paper. On this one I use green polka dots. And for the one we're making today, I'm using this really cool plaid pattern. So I already went ahead and used my diagonal score tool on my Martha Stewart scoreboard. So all I have to do is go ahead and cut those. And then I can go ahead and attach that to whichever side I'm going to use as the front of my bag. So I'm just going to use some adhesive. There we go. Now I'm going to decorate this a little bit further. So I'm going to just use some leftover very vanilla cardstock that I have. I'm going to use some basic black ink. And on this one, I used a trick or treat saying, and I actually have misplaced that stamp. And since I couldn't find it for the video today, I'm going to be using another saying, and this one just says Spooky Sweets. And then I'm going to be using this label punch to punch it out. And then I'm going to get my very vanilla cardstock again. I'm going to be using some Lucky Limeade ink. And I'm going to be getting some witch's boots. I'm going to stamp that on my cardstock. And I'll be using this punch. I want to use it is I want to use it going up and down instead of side to side. So that's why I cut off some of the extra paper that I have. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get my paper trimmer back out. And I'm just going to cut off some of the stuff here on the top. And a little bit from the bottom. Now if you wanted to, you could go ahead and you could just sponge real quickly. And now we're ready to attach. So for the little saying, I'm just going to go ahead and use some adhesive again. And I'm going to place that along the very bottom. And then I'm going to get some dimensionals. I'm going to pop a few. On the back here. And place that onto my paper. Okay, now that we have our front all decorated, I'm going to be taking my Crop-A-Dile and I'm going to punch just a small hole right here in the top. I think that this makes it look even more like a tag. The last step is to add the ribbon for the handle and to put our little bag together. So I'm just going to add some adhesive. To each side. And then I'm going to flip it over and add a little bit on the other one as well to make sure that it all sticks together. I'm going to just place it in the middle. And before I attach it to the other side, I'm just going to kind of twist them together. And then add them to the other side. And then I'm just going to take both sides of my bag and put them together. Doing the same over here. And there we have it, a fun little Halloween tag bag. There's actually quite a bit of room inside of these. I have a couple of the fun size Hershey's bars and a Twix, and there's actually room I could probably fit one more piece. I hope you've enjoyed this video tutorial. Make sure to come back next week for even more Halloween Treats paper crafts. Bye!